Program. Gold sponsors of the Guam Micronesia Island Fair. Cars Plus remind you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads up, Guam. IP&E Fueling Excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Coming up on Prime Time, a status update from the Judiciary of Guam on the sex offender registry. Plus, after several days, the search is finally over for a man wanted in connection to several criminal investigations, including that home invasion in Ordit. And what started as a cleanup of a bus stop up in Jigo led to the discovery of several illegal dumping sites along Chalan Ramirez.
Hafaday and good evening. I'm Julius Santos. Recent heinous crimes, including the rape of a young girl by a previously convicted sex offender, have sparked public outrage, and the momentum appears to be building to address the problem of criminal sexual conduct. The discussion continued today at the legislature with a focus on the sexual offender registry. Nestor Lecanto reports.
Officials appeared at another hearing before the Legislative Justice Committee to talk about the sex offender registry and in particular criminals that preyed on children. Karina Farron of the Family Justice Center Alliance says much more needs to be done to combat pedophiles.
More than 75% of our victims are children. As I read through it, many of our government agencies have failed victims time and time again, and yet we are releasing pedophiles only to hurt more victims. Our Attorney General's office and our courts have failed to fight effectively on behalf of these codes by allowing softer sentencing for serious perpetrators who are given little to no jail time.
Corrections Department Parole Chief Michael Kinata says they're trying to step up monitoring of offenders.
As a result of what's been happening, the board decided that since these guys are only required to report once a month, the board is ordering that any criminal sexual conduct case where the victim is a minor, they're going to be required to be reporting once a week.
But the first line of defense for victims remains the sex offender registry run by the judiciary's Ruben Payumo. They're charged with monitoring the criminals and making sure the information available to the public is continually updated.
Now, if we can't locate that individual and get that updated address, then that's when a letter is drafted that's sent to the AG's office, and that's when the process starts for a new case to be charged out.
But Monique Baza, also of the Family Justice Center Alliance and a criminal sexual conduct victim, says there are still offenders roaming the streets with apparent little supervision, such as one man she's aware of who frequents the Agana area.
The very thought that he has so much access to children who are around the same age as his victims is very unnerving and unsettling, and this is a perfect example why public notification of individuals on the sex offender registry is important.
Like other advocates, she too believes much more needs to be done.
But I am pretty sure that within this body and its network, that we have the means to work with local businesses and community organizations to develop creative ways to help spread awareness. And as a start, our organization has published the sex offender registry link on all our social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram. And this took all but 5 seconds.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
22-year-old Ronnie Crisostomo has been captured. Police have been searching for him over the past several days in connection to several criminal investigations. An anonymous tip led police to a home in Zotnia where he was found. Police spokesperson Paul Tapao confirms he was the second suspect involved in a home invasion in Orda. On the morning of May 14th, Crisostomo and 24-year-old Francis Jerome Taisakan broke into the house. One was armed with a gun while the other was holding a baseball bat. A 68-year-old woman sat as they robbed her. She was unharmed. Crisostomo was also linked to 3 burglaries in Tumon, Mangilao, and Chalanpago. He was arrested for home invasion, robbery, conspiracy, burglary, theft of property, criminal trespass, guilty established by complicity, criminal mischief, possession of a controlled substance Schedule II, and violation of a court order. He was booked and confined. A former customs officer who played a key role in a federal drug case is seeking a reduced sentence in a separate corruption case. In 2015, Henry Alvendia, along with several other Guam customs officers and government officials, were indicted of accepting kickbacks and bribes from local businesses. Alvendia was one of the main witnesses in the Ray Martinez and Juanita Moser drug case. The two recently pleaded guilty in a federal court in California to drug charges. According to court documents filed by Alvendia's attorney, federal public defender John Gorman, he was instrumental in bringing Martinez and Moser, undoubtedly two of the largest ice and marijuana drug traffickers in Guam, to justice. It's believed the couple trafficked in at least $6.3 million in the drug and ice and had connections to the Mexican crime cartel. They are scheduled to be sentenced in July. As for Alvendia, because of his cooperation, he is asking the court to impose a sentence of 1 year in prison and $29,000 in restitution. The 9 other co-defendants in his 2015 corruption case pled guilty and have been sentenced. Alvendia is scheduled to be sentenced on Thursday. Donna T. Mendiola enters a plea agreement for her role in a federal drug case. In December 2018, she, along with Jimmy Law and Fidela Cabrera, were indicted by a federal grand jury involving 50 grams of the drug ice. Law pleaded guilty, while certain charges were dismissed against Cabrera. Mendiola, in the meantime, agreed to plead guilty to attempted possession of methamphetamine with the intent to distribute. She faces anywhere between 5 to 40 years in prison and a $5 million fine. In other news, FAA Public Affairs Manager for the Federal Aviation Administration's Pacific Division, Ian Greger, says aircraft parts found recently around Guam came off a National Airlines Boeing 747 on Saturday, May 11th, as it was departing Andersen Air Force Base. Greger says the aircraft landed without incident in Honolulu, Hawaii. On Sunday, the U.S. Coast Guard Sector Guam retrieved a part of floating in the ocean off of Pidi. Last Friday, another aircraft part washed ashore in the same village. The parts are being sorted at the Guam International Airport Authority. The FAA's Flights and Standards Division has jurisdiction over the matter. Over the last couple of weeks, we've been reporting on a homeless man living at a bus stop in the Zero Down area of Jigo. While several residents and community organizations have come forward to help him, it's now shedding light on the massive illegal dumping problem in the area. It all started with pictures on social media.
I'm known as Bus Stop Betty now.
Pam Duvall was dropping off her daughter's friend when she noticed a homeless man living in deplorable conditions at a bus stop along Chalon Ramirez in Jigo. The picture she posted on social media went viral. KUAM also reported on the situation. Since the post, however, there's been an outpouring of community support to help Whanganum Ukuk and to clean up the bus stop area.
We're here. We're glad we have so many volunteers.
But according to Duvall, the bus stop was just a small part of the problem here.
The big job is both sides of the street, beyond the bus stop, on both sides. You go down all the way down Ramirez Street, and it is just trash, both sides of the street.
Massive amounts of household trash, tires, appliances, mattresses, a toilet, a television set could be seen from the bus stop all the way into the Zero Down housing area.
I was repulsed, and then I was saddened, and then I was very angry.
That same frustration was shared by Jigo Mayor Rudy Matanani.
We've cleaned this area up, I don't know how many times, and we cannot continue doing this to ourselves.
The mayor says there's evidence that it's not just residents here illegally dumping, but people from other villages. Matanani says this is a community problem that everyone has to work together to stop.
Because, if this continues, they won't be able to live just driving through this place because of the smell. It's terrible. And if this is a very, very bad example for our kids. And the mayor's office is partly responsible for this, but we're responsible for a lot more things. That's why we cannot clean up every day here.
As for Duvall, she too is asking everyone to do their part, whether you live in Jigo or elsewhere.
A lot of times people get frustrated because they go to the dumps, they won't accept certain things, so they just chuck it somewhere in the jungle or off the road. And, there really needs to be something else done. Every lot owner, take care of your own lots.
Saturday's cleanup along Chalon Ramirez was hosted by Micronesia Climate Change Alliance with volunteers from Micronesia Renewable Energy, concerned residents, and staff from the Jigo Mayor's office. Vaping indoors could soon be prohibited. Senator Amanda Shelton's bill would include electronic smoking in the current public ban on cigarettes and cigars. It would amend the Natasha Protection Act of 2005, named after 14-year-old Natasha Perez, who suffered from a rare form of cancer which made secondhand smoke hazardous for her. It was Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, while a senator, who authored the law. The new legislation is also significant for Senator Shelton, who was Natasha's best friend when they were teens. In a news release, Shelton said the use of electronic smoking devices weren't around when the Natasha Act was first passed, but the concerns that law addressed remain the same, end quote. We'll stick around for more news here in Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
We value relationships because when we commit,
I love you guys until you're 80, until you're 90, until you're 100, forever.
we are in it for the long run, so you can enjoy the moments that matter. Because when we commit to relationships, we never stop caring. Calvo's Select Care, health care that is always there for you.
Legends aren't born, they are made. And during our Jeep Celebration event at Cars Plus and Mighty, you'll receive up to $6,000 in accessories with the purchase of a new Jeep Wrangler, Motor Trend SUV of the Year. Customize your new Jeep to the way you want it. Or how about a new Jeep Grand Cherokee? Save up to $5,000. Or save up to $7,500 on a new Jeep Compass Sport. It's our Jeep Celebration event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
This year's celebration Queen candidates were introduced in a news conference at Adaloop. There are 8 candidates vying for the crown. They are Caitlin Gogui of Chalampago Ordat, Victoria Botello, sponsored by the Port Authority, Andra Santos of Mongmong Tokta-Maiti, Lataya Cave of Tamuning, Siana Salong of Asan Maina, Regina Duenas of Santa Rita, Shoban Mendiola of Pidi, and Maya Regis, sponsored by the Department of Public Works. Governor Lou Leon Guerrero says the contest is a popular, long-standing tradition.
A very renowned educator, Mrs. Agatha Johnson, was the one that convinced the military leaders to honor our people by doing the Liberation Day Parade and festivities. So it's been really a long, long journey, and just wanted to let you know that the first queen was crowned in 1948, and her name is Beatrice Blas Calvo Paris. Actually, she was my auntie. She was my mom's first cousin, and my mom was part of the coronation team and part of the court.
The Queen candidates help raise money by selling raffle tickets. The one who raised the most money is crowned Queen. The funds help the mayors on a variety of community projects. The bids are in for the Games of Chance at the Liberation Carnival. The Mayor's Council Executive Director Angel Sablan says they received at least the minimum bid for all categories of gaming except for Beto Beto. The biggest bid coming from the House of Cards, which was over the $250,000 minimum.
We received bids of over $500,000 altogether from all the bidders. But of course, that's going to whittle down because some of those that didn't make it will have to return their deposits and also their bids. And so we're still hopeful that we're going to go around the $400,000 range when we have these initial bidders approved. But we're happy that at least we've got at around probably $400,000 that we can count on.
Organizers are hoping to draw in big crowds for the landmark 75th anniversary of Liberation. Sablan says they have plenty of entertainment for the entire family.
We're looking at fireworks every Sunday during the carnival time. We're bringing in a big name for a concert one of those days. the military bands. Most of them are going to be here to be performing. And of course, we're looking at we're going to call out call for entertainers, because we do want our local people to come down. There's going to be a stipend for that, so they won't be performing for free. We will be paid for their performance.
The 75th Liberation Carnival will be held at the Paseo grounds and is scheduled to start the first week of June and run for about 60 days. Well, with regional headlines, here's KSPN2 News.
Half a day, Guam. Here's what's making news in the CNMI.
A bill has been introduced to legislation that will give small businesses in the Marianas access to 2 grant programs, as well as a micro-lien program that is run by the Federal Small Business Administration.
In the past, we worked with SBA, and they passed a bill that came out of the Senate, and the SBA were provided drafting assistance, and they did not include us. And so then we went through a different process, and that didn't work. So we're again trying to get us included, and it's basically small business development centers that would bring. We are getting some of the services at this time, but we want our own.
A release from Congressman Sablan states that the Marianas is the only U.S. jurisdiction not currently included in these programs. The bill would allow for a lead small business development center to be established, giving Saipan, Tinian, and Rota better access to free or low-cost services, along with assistance in loan applications, business planning, operations, personnel administration, marketing, export assistance, and sales.
It brings about $600,000 a year to SBDC to provide some assistance, primarily technical and assistance to people who are looking at the SBA for access to financing their business startups.
The Federal and State Technology Partnership Grant is a second grant program that will make up to $125,000 available to help women and people from rural areas compete for $3 billion in money for business startup. And the micro-lien program by SBA would allow businesses to access loans up to $50,000 for capital or to acquire materials, supplies, or equipment, and is targeted to help women, veterans, low-income, and minority entrepreneurs.
Watch these top stories and more at saipantv.com. For KSPN2, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Concluding Police Week activities, the 2019 Peace Officer Memorial Ride took place on Sunday. According to coordinators of the event, about 200 riders came out to participate this year. The ride started bright and early at the Hagåtña precinct and concluded at Harley-Davidson in Mighty. The annual ride honors and remembers Guam's fallen officers. As part of Law Month, the Jump for Justice jump rope competition was held at the Department of Youth Affairs. This year, the committee wanted to include children who are experiencing challenging times, not just children who are achieving, which led to the partnership between DYA. Jump for Justice's mission was to promote fun and healthy exercise with such an activity targeting many of the developmental skills that children need to be successful in school. Youth were able to earn prizes and medals and were even treated to lunch provided by California Pizza Kitchen. The event was made possible by community partners from the U.S. Marshals, District Court of Guam, Customs Fitness Gulf Metgood, and Martial Arts Movement Gym. Well, Friday, May 24th is American Cancer Society's annual Relay for Life. This is a community fundraising challenge raising funds for cancer research. Families, friends, and colleagues join forces and create teams to raise funds to honor loved ones who have lost their battle with cancer and those who continue to fight the good fight. All week long, we take a look at just some of those teams with our profiles of hope. We kick things off with Team Families for Life.
Meet Anthony Cruz. He's the captain of Families for Life, a team formed to honor his father, Daniel Cruz, who passed away from lung cancer in 2012, his pari, Justin Taitano, who lost his battle in 2015, and his sister, Anne Marie Cruz, a breast cancer survivor.
When we actually decided to form a team and attend the first captain's meeting in 2013, when I actually went to the team captain meeting, we didn't even have a name. And I was like looking around, wow, I was nervous, first time here and just elected captain for our team. I just started looking around in the classroom and I said, okay, there's family, what's a good, and I started saying, and that was the year of the superheroes. So I was like, families are superheroes or no? And it just dawned on me, man, families for life. It's one way to keep our team together and to keep fighting what we're fighting for.
According to Cruz, when they first started, it was to keep the memory of his father alive. But then over the course of the years, the team started to grow with coworkers, friends, and more family members.
Our logo is like, families for life, united we stand to fight against cancer. That's our main theme. It's just the way we, even our foundation in our logo, we have this laddie stone where it's built, where that's the foundation how we first started. We're small but strong. Then we have the fire that's burning on top of the laddie stone that's saying, as long as there's still cancer, we're going to keep still fighting until we find a cure for this.
As for what his favorite part of the evening is,
the luminaire ceremony. When they turn off the lights of the full-blow fill, and then the only light you see is the candlelight from the luminaire bags, and them playing, a music, or even just being a solemn where it's just quiet. I always think of my dad, and now especially like my pari too, and my family members, or team members that have gone.
So what does happily ever after look like to Cruz?
It's just like any Disney movie. There's always a happy ending, and I'm always wishing that, we wake up tomorrow and there's a cure, and we don't have to have Relay for Life anymore. And that's my way of thinking it. But since there's no cure yet, all we have to do is we can dream about happy ever after. We find that cure, and there's no cancer, any type of cancer out there. That's my happy ever after.
Thank you for that story, Joan. Well, sports is up next. Keep it here.
The most delicious union of all time is now on Guam. Kentucky Fried Chicken and Waffles for a limited time at KFC.
Make every day a plus.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're going to be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're going to be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. On the way, DPR Gov Guam Co-Ed Volleyball League Championship highlights. But first off, footage from this year's high school all-island track and field meet from JFK. Check it out. Varsity men's shot put all-island champion was Simon Sanchez athlete Harold Garland with a distance of 12.05 meters. JFK's Calvin Peterson took second with a distance of 11.11 meters. Rounding off the top three was Aiden Bordalio from FD, securing third place with a distance of 10.99 meters. Guam High's Evan Kavanaugh took fourth at 10.87 meters. Women's 3,000 meters, JFK's Maya Tollerson crosses the line first at 11:56.39. Panthers runner Tanea Henderson crossed the line second at 12:27.82. JFK's Chastity Minor placed third with a time of 12:29.83. Guam High's Samaya Wilbank took fourth at 13:09.83. Janiza Laleo claimed the varsity women's long jump for the Islanders with a distance of 4.62 meters. Guam High's Alexia Brown finished second with a jump of 4.61 meters. JFK's Kaylee Paris took third with a distance of 4.36 meters. Veronica Calvo placed fourth for Academy with a distance of 4.30 meters. Teason High speedster Terrence Johnson smoked the field in the men's 3,000 meters with a time of 9:24.76. Guam High finished second and third, respectively. Akira Martinez, 9:53.84. Nicholas Keefe took third with a time of 9:55.24. Varsity women's 100-meter hurdles, Rochelle Tagati out of JFK finished with the quickest time at 15.91. Teammate Kiana Rivera came in second at 17.21. Simon Sanchez runner Taya Mendiola finished third overall at 18.38. Switching over to championship volleyball from the DPR Gov Guam Co-Ed Volleyball League at the Guam Sports Complex, Astumbo claimed the Tano Division title with the three-set win over Untalan 22-25, 25-14, 15-12. Team GMH received the Sportsmanship Award for the Tano Division. CL Taitano Elementary School walked away champions of the Tasi Division after beating out GPWA 25-16, 19-25, 17-15. Team Guafi got the Sportsmanship Award in the Tasi Division. King and Prince of the Lanes, 7th seed Michael Gadia left no room for 9th seed Noah Timinglow to make any errors as he converted 10 strikes in a row from the third frame on for a 280 game to claim the Pinpoint Guam King of the Lanes May title. May Youth Bowler of the Month went to 3rd seed Claricel Anacento as she won her maiden youth title by defeating her counterpart Josiah Lanuza in the monthly finals of the Pinpoint Guam Youth Bowler of the Month. Lanuza was unable to pull traction throughout the final match, succumbing to the handicapping advantage of Anacento.
Pulses per minute. That's the rate of your heartbeat when you were born. And as you grow up, you'll get to meet your awesome crew from over 164,000 people on this island. Together, you'll explore some of Guam's 210 square mile land, where you'll get to enjoy hundreds of things to do, from climbing the highest mountain and more, to exploring the deepest trench and more. But that won't be enough for you, so you'll travel more than 1,000 miles to experience 1,000 more things, in more places where you'll meet more faces, until you meet that one person with whom you'll be doing 1,000,000 more things with, until you bring another heart that would beat 180 pulses per minute, and we'll be there, giving you more data for more of those experiences.
Triple J says yes. Easy financing? Yes. Easy trade-in? Yes. Fast and friendly? Yes. Find the car of your dreams like our Mazda CX-3 at only $19,995 or the Honda HR-V at only $180 per paycheck. Get top market value on your trade-in, explore payment options that work for you, and get pre-approved instantly. We'll even go the extra mile to deliver your vehicle to your home or office. Triple J says yes. Just click, pick, drive, and purchase your next vehicle at triplejguam.com today. Triple J, customers first.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
All right, everybody, we have a happy birthday shout-out, the kind of which we have never done yet, but this is totally cool. Mervin, Eileen, Auntie Marilyn Lingao, Jose Jimenez, Nor L, John A. Jr. Santos. Happy birthday to our family's May birthdays, and this is coming from California stateside to Guam, USA. It's Mervin's 24th, Eileen's 52nd, Auntie Marilyn's 64th, Jose's 47th, Nora's 51st, and John Jr. Santos' 17th. Happy birthday to all of you this month. That is cool. And happy belated birthday wishes to Larisha Carmaine Duenas. Happiest of birthdays to this beautiful Chamarita. Hope you have a great day filled with your contagious beautiful smile and your unforgettable giggles. We love you, Bulala, your fam bam. Gavin Lim, happy 17th birthday to our handsome son. We're so proud of the amazing young man you've become. We love you forever. From Mom, Dad, Gage, Sienna, and Zaya. Happy birthday number 11 to Vance Alsick from Mommy, Daddy, and the brothers. We love you so much, Mommy and Daddy say to Mahana Vigafria. The entire family wishes you the very best day. Also, happy birthday to Tata B. Happy birthday to my one and only beautiful daughter, your loving children, May, Henry, Robert, and Logan, and your 6 brothers. God bless you in your life and spirit. You are the best. And last but certainly not least, happy birthday to Naomi Jolene Regis Perez. Hope everybody had a fantastic birthday.
Remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online at KUAM.com. Please make sure to include with your photo, your name, and birth date. And that's going to do it us for here at the news desk. Stay tuned for Jason. He's up next with KUAM News Extra. Dunklina si Diyos masi para todo Samsu. You're watching Guam's News Network.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. Explore your world.
All right, everybody, welcome to KUAM News Extra. I'm Jason Salas. Thank you so much for joining me. Veronica Flores is with The Hide, and she has joined us many times in the past over a variety of topics. But today, we're talking about something that affects every single one of us as Guamanians. It's a very important topic. Veronica, Hafaday, and welcome back.
Hello, thank you for having me back.
You're very welcome. We are talking about wellness.
We are. And I'm super excited that we're working with Global Wellness Day, which is a social project movement, and Hyatt will be hosting our first Global Wellness Day. Yes, Global Wellness Day. We'll be hosting our first public event come June 8th.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think it's interesting how you being in the hospitality industry, you know, one of the major selling points, or several of them in fact, of a hotel is the gym facilities, the options that your food and beverage department, you know, offers, the fact that you have wonderful pools, and the water slides are awesome. I love the water slides. You know, all of that stuff contributes to wellness and everything like that. So how are you guys incorporating that into the concept of wellness?
So for us, you know, as you mentioned, you know, our hotel is all about building connections, and wellness isn't just about being free of sickness or anything like that. It's about having, you know, your well-being socially, mentally, and physically as well. And we already know lots of people come and visit Hyatt to celebrate occasions and to have those connections with people. And we want to, you know, further showcase to people that you can also, you know, come to Hyatt for your, you know, mental and physical well-being as well.
Mental well-being. I did not consider that.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it, you know, you could be totally, you know, physically well.
You could have the body of a Greek god, but you could have just been dumped.
Yeah, exactly. And so for us, we wanted to give people the opportunity, and that's why we're hosting this Global Wellness Day morning. We're going to start the day off with yoga on the beach.
Nice.
Which is nice before, you know, the heat sets in for the rest of the day.
These days, especially the last few days, that truly is going to be hot yoga.
Exactly. So, you know, we give you that feeling, that really nice relaxed entry into your weekend. And then there's also other activities we'll be providing as well. We'll be doing some wellness talks and also some fitness classes. So mix fit and other things to get, you know, your, what do you call it? Your heart pumping.
Oh, very cool.
As well. So it's a variety, and everyone everyone manages their well-being differently as well, and we wanted to give people that opportunity as well. So, you know, if people wanted to go with their girlfriends and just kind of enjoy yoga and settle down in our breezes area afterwards in our healthy living lounge, just enjoy, you know, the light refreshments we're offering up to them,
Spa
then they
water
can do
is
that.
great.
Yeah.
I love spa water.
Yeah.
Cucumber water especially.
Yeah, and
is
we will
amazing.
of course have that ready as well. And also our Island Serena Spa team will be there giving you express massages as well. So.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay, now, obvious question, hopefully. I'm thinking this sounds great and everything like that, but do I have to be a member of the Hyatt Club?
No.
Or do I have to be a guest there? Do I have to get a room? Or can I, as just
No.
a citizen, as a resident, just show up and partake?
No, it's absolutely free. So, you know, well-being shouldn't come at a cost at all. So we want
Very
people,
true.
our colleagues, especially our team members, you know, as you mentioned, working in the hospitality industry, they're working some really long hours. So of course, primarily, we want them to come and enjoy a day off. Where they don't have to think about working at Hyatt, they can just enjoy the day, and of course all of our family and friends.
Really? You guys are giving your own employees like a day off where they can do all of these?
Well, they can come and join. So if they're, you know, not working...
You guys got any openings? Or?
Yeah, well, if they're not working or anything like that, we want them to have a day where they can focus on themselves, because, you know, Hyatt is all about caring for people so they can be their best. And, you know, this is one of the activities that we're going to offer out to people.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Now, of course, your entire employee base, like your team, and it truly is like a team and a family and everything.
Yes.
They're all getting behind this. How excited are you guys to actually bring this?
We really are. Our human resources team have been absolutely wonderful. So June is actually a month of service from a Hyatt perspective. And we're integrating this wellness into it because we really cannot, you know, serve others in our community without first starting with ourselves. And that's why, you know, we're really, really focusing on encouraging people to participate in Global Wellness Day.
Okay, so where should people, is there a place where people can sign up ahead of time?
Yes.
Can they go online? And
Yes, so you must register for this event. We do have limited spots. We didn't want to overcrowd our resort area and overcrowd the beach because, you know, that stress in itself is not going to lead to a nice, calm and relaxing morning. So spots are limited. You can head to our Facebook and Instagram, Hyatt Guam, for more information, or you can head straight to eventbrite.com to register.
Well, I feel a lot.
And then you can enjoy a wonderful day with us.
Well, just having talking to you about it.
Yeah, and you know, we want everyone, you know, to really take time out. It all, you know, your well-being starts with you, and only you can change the way that you think and you act and you feel, and we want people to enjoy that.
Perfectly stated. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're always welcome here. You know that.
Thank you very much. I'll be
All
back.
right. For sure. Okay, and we will be back right after this commercial break.
This would be awkward if you were sharing these nachos with anyone but yourself. Nachos are now a meal with your choice of double the seasoned beef or slow-cooked shredded chicken plus a medium drink. The Grande Nachos Box, only at Taco Bell.
Smiling is a natural response to joy, happiness, and excitement. Your smile reveals a lot about who you are. A healthy, beautiful smile can brighten your appearance and be an invitation to conversation and friendship. It is often one of the first things people notice about you. Now, thanks to the advancements in dentistry, you can have the smile you have always wanted, giving you an improved smile that looks and feels great.
My silver fillings that I have, they're getting older in my mouth and I need to replace them. So I've started to do that and I've replaced them with the white fillings and I've had really great success with that. It looks good, they feel natural, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the bleaching. I want a white look all around my mouth.
Okay, we are back, everybody. Thank you once again for watching KUAM News Extra or streaming us online. We do appreciate it. Whenever Lola Leon Guerrero is in studio, that means we are talking about awesome literacy projects, and I know you are not going to disappoint. So, Hafide, Vicky, good to see you.
Hafide, nice to see you as
All right,
well.
what have you got for us going on at UOG Press today?
The latest issue of Storyboard. And
Excellent.
so Storyboard 18 will be launching this Thursday at 5 p.m. at Asiga behind Oka Payless.
Sure.
And the theme for this storyboard is Sustainable Islands. So Storyboard is the literary journal that's published by the Division of English and Applied Linguistics at the university. And it's a journal of Pacific imagery. So it includes prose, poetry, beautiful artwork. And it's actually been around now for over 20 years. And this is the 18th issue. And it publishes some student work, but also work from writers, not just from Guam, but throughout the Pacific, and writers who are from Guam that are living away from home. And so it's been an amazing, journal to look forward to every year, to really see what people are up to in terms of their writing. And a lot of the authors in this journal have gone on to publish other works. And so it's a really wonderful gateway for those who really want to get into publishing. And so this issue of Storyboard was edited by Holly Rustic, who's a faculty at the Division of English and Applied Linguistics. And when she was teaching her English composition courses, she had asked her students to write an essay about sustainability. And she was really surprised that many of them didn't write about sort of the contemporary notions of sustainability, like going green or recycling or things like that. Instead, for them, being island peoples, sustainability had more to do with legends and family customs and keeping traditions alive. And so she thought it was really beautiful that as islanders, we have a different understanding of what sustainability means, and she wanted to open this up to the community and see if these same themes came out in people's writings. And so that's how she chose the theme of sustainable islands. And in fact, it did turn out that way. A lot of the pieces ended up being a lot to do with people's identity and culture and passing on, heirlooms and traditions. And so
because when everybody thinks of sustainability, they think of like environmental sustainability or
exactly.
Yeah.
And I think, coming from Guahan, where, Itau Tau Tanu, right, we are people of the land. So there's this notion that we as people are inextricably connected to the land that we are from, and vice versa. So we are who we are because of this land, and this land is what it is because of us. And so therefore it's inherent in us to think about sustainability. And so in thinking of how we sustain the people, then we are also thinking about how we sustain the land. And so I actually thought it would be really lovely to share a piece with the audience today.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, Storyboard features poetry, prose, and artwork. And so I'm going to share a poem by someone who did contribute both poetry and artwork to the journal. And her name is Veroni Sablan. And the piece I'm going to share is called Magat Haga.
Very fitting.
Very fitting. Magat Haga, my little girl, I hope you know that your brown skin makes you more than beautiful. Even the flowers that you wear silently sit and stare at all the beauty you behold. Because envious are those who will never know true beauty within their soul. My strong girl, I hope you see that you already have everything you need. Even the wind that blows knows how unstoppable this little Chamorro girl can be. Because there will be those who won't want you to grow. You need to look higher than the trees. Be rooted but rise, heart bold, head high. You were born a Magat Haga, more powerful than a queen.
That is beautiful.
It's so beautiful. And so this is the illustration that it's called Floral Crown, also by Veroni Sablan, that is published right after the poem that I just read. And so I found both the image and the poem to be exactly what we were talking about, sort of a contemporary Chamorro's interpretation of sustainability, sustaining sort of the Chamorro soul and the strength of women, and really imagining, that the limitations of, some of our environment in terms of telling us how far we can go. We have to exceed that, and that's how we sustain ourselves. That's how we sustain our lands and
right.
and
the
our
leadership
ocean.
structure and the innovations in that.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you gave that to Governor Leon Guerrero, she would greatly appreciate that.
Absolutely.
She's very, very humble. She's not gonna take it as thank you. I'm sure that's really gonna touch her heart.
It is, and that's just one piece. The journal is so full of beautiful poetry, both in English and Chamorro. There's really interesting short stories. So I think it's an exciting addition to Storyboard. And again, it launches this Thursday at Asiga. They're $10, but we will also have past copies of Storyboard available for sale. And again, Asiga is right behind Ocapeles from 5 to 7, and the authors will be there to read their pieces and just talk about the work. So it should be a good time.
One thing, Lola, as you were reading that really impressed upon me is, I remember hearing once that they said every culture on earth has some form of poetry inherent to them. Like everybody's able to express themselves, in a very rich, lush way. But obviously not everybody subscribes to, the whole iambic pentameter, structure and everything. When you guys are putting these volumes together, what are you finding in terms of the way different Pacific cultures, like weave, stories and, put words together, and how do they actually tell stories through poetry?
Yeah, there's a lot of rhythm. And so as you noticed when I was reading Veroni's work, there's a natural rhythm to the piece. So it's not so much about rhyming as it is about rhythm and how words look up against each other, or even the inclusion of our indigenous languages throughout the Pacific, I think really makes our poetry very unique. You can see that it comes from an oral tradition. There's documentation in sort of the early accounts of ancient Chamorro life that the poet was actually one of the most revered people in society. That poetry, in fact, and this very spirited style of debate that our ancestors would engage in, called the Mari, were very respected. And so, it's something that I always think about, because I feel like our island is so full of amazing storytellers, and so it's really an exciting place that I have in this community in terms of being able to publish this poetry, to take it from that oral and translate it into a written form. It's just what I think, carrying on this legacy of a great tradition of creative storytelling.
Well, it was a lovely piece and it was beautifully read by you, so thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you as well.
All right, we'll see you very soon.
See you Thursday at the launch.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Congratulations once
Thank
again.
you.
And please stay tuned, because we are back right after this.
Turn up summer with Minute Maid slushies, only at McDonald's. Enjoy 3 refreshingly chill flavors: new sweet peach, blue raspberry, and fruit punch, while summer lasts.
The Holiday Pledge is definitely like an extension of the Holiday spirit, which is all about family. It doesn't matter where you're from or who you are. I wear this uniform. I'm definitely proud of my job and what we do. I not only live it in the uniform, but outside of the uniform as well. It's definitely a way of life. I live the Holiday Pledge every day of my life.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about aquaponics and how you can get involved and what it can possibly do for you. We have got Dave and Michelle Crisostomo here. Hafa everybody.
Hafa.
Thank you so much for joining me. Dave, you're always welcome. You've come by the studio with a variety of topics, but certainly aquaponics, I know last time we kind of touched on it when you were here talking about microgreens, but this is an interesting topic unto itself. Let's break down some of the technology and everything like that, because many people have heard it, but not that many people have a firm grasp on exactly what aquaponics is.
Yeah, aquaponics is a hybrid system of culturing, and it was, maybe 30, 40 years since its inception and being brought to Guam maybe 25 years ago. But it's really an integration of aquaculture, which is the culture of fish, raising fish, and then hydroponics, growing plants without soil. And so they put it together, and you've got aquaponics. A lot of advantages to it, a lot of challenges to it. And so in the workshop, we're going to present a lot of scenarios and different levels, from in the house, home aquaponic systems, to large commercial scale.
And that's the one thing that I know, Michelle, that a lot of people immediately ask, and it's like, how much of a startup investment do I need if I want to get involved with this? I mean, I can see the benefits, but how much cash am I going to have to front immediately?
Well, we're really doing this workshop for beginners who maybe wanted to just know about it and start maybe doing a small scale at home for their families. And hopefully some will be interested in aquaponic farming, but right now we're doing like a simple DIY aquaponics system that really doesn't cost that much. You can source,
Nice.
things here and there. So it's not a huge investment for something. It's a good investment though.
So maybe a couple trips to Home Depot or maybe a couple times on eBay,
Yeah.
and you can get everything you need?
Or at the pet stores.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Mhm.
So what are some challenges that you found? Because Dave, you were talking about, there's a lot of benefits, but there are also some obstacles, let's call it, to getting involved and to doing this right.
Well, one of the biggest obstacles is when you're integrating these two systems, you're using animals and plants that have different optimum growing conditions. What's best for the fish may not be the best for the plants. So we try to come to a happy medium, and a lot of it is selection of the fish and the selection of the plants. What can tolerate the conditions that maybe they can closest meld together on and produce a successful crop on both sides.
Mhm.
So we wouldn't want to use salmon, and believe it or not, when I was at the university, I had a young boy ask me about culturing salmon on Guam. Well, it's a little bit difficult with our environmental conditions, our tropical temperatures and all of that. On the other side, you don't want to grow plants that require cooler weather. And so you have to get a plant that's fairly fast, and the best plants to grow would be the leafy greens, something you don't want to take into a fruiting stage. And then the best fish would be something that eats a lot, produces a lot of waste, because we want to collect the waste, transfer it over to the plants, let the plants utilize the waste, return the water in a cleaner state, and have both sides happy enough so that they can grow at a good rate.
The whole circle of life thing.
The whole cycle of life.
Yeah,
and
it's a
you're,
virtuous cycle.
you're recycling everything. So
Exactly.
You're really saving a lot on water. You're saving on fertilizer. You're letting the fish provide the fertilizer. The plants clean up the water for the fish. And then you just provide fish food.
Now, Michelle, who would be the target audience for this this workshop and everything? Does it have to be professional farmers who already have experience in doing things? Because I know you said, DIY and first timers and everything, but, do you have to have someone with like a little bit of a green thumb or like some experience in agriculture?
No, not at all, really. Like I said, the class really is for beginners who just they have an interest in learning what it is. And, I don't think anyone really needs a green thumb. It's just, there's this system to it, and if you do it right, the plants will grow and the fish will thrive. So a lot of the attendees who have come to our microgreen workshop also came to our hydroponic workshop and are also coming to our aquaponic workshop. So these are people who are just getting interested in growing at home, growing their own food, and a lot of them are beginner growers themselves. So we're trying to keep it that way right now.
So where can people register, or if they'd like more information, can they go online and find something?
So gusustainable.org is the website for the nonprofit Guam Sustainable Culture, and it has all of our workshops on there. They can register there.
Okay, very cool. Is there any benefit, Dave, to, when you're raising these types of plants and this type of fish from traditional means, like in terms of the turnover rate, or like how fast you can farm and actually have a fish and a plant that would be ready for consumption, or ready to? I mean, obviously you're not going to make the fish grow any faster, but what are the big benefits?
The big benefits are saving your water. Your water bill is going to be just really what you use for the fish. You won't have to buy fertilizer. You might have to buy a little bit of supplements, because you only will get fertilizer based on what the fish produces as a waste product. And so you give off what you eat, basically. So the fish are not eating all the nutrients that a plant might need. So in commercial systems primarily, they might have to supplement some iron, as an example. But in a home system, that would that would not be required because you're doing such a small scale.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is the average, like, what are you guys recommending for, say, like a family of 4? What would the yield be in terms of, like, the number of plants and the number of fish that you can actually, like, you know, produce in a certain cycle?
Well, in a home system, in the smallest scale, you could have an aquarium with ornamental fish, so you're not actually going to eat those fish. You can, however, reproduce the fish in the aquarium, sell them to the pet store, sell them to other people, selling ornamental fish. So it's not a food product necessarily. But all the waste will still go to the plants. And for a family of 4, it really depends on how much they're into eating greens and salads.
Okay, so this is multidimensional. Actually, you can make money in a variety of ways with this.
You could not even grow leafy greens, but you could grow flowering plants with it.
Very excellent.
So the scale is from 0 to 1,000, and you can start at 0 and scale up as you learn more about it, feel a little bit more comfortable doing it, and add on things. And you can add on things that are, you know, might seem like junk laying around. The very first system we set up as a demonstration at the university was just a 12-foot swimming pool that we got at Kmart. And then we got some 55-gallon plastic drums and cut them in half and supported them on concrete blocks and ran the water through there. And we grew tilapia in the big 12-foot swimming pool. And on the barrels, we grew kangkong. And kangkong is just a natural aquatic plant. And it just grew like crazy. We couldn't harvest enough.
Well, I'll tell you what, we have to go to commercial break, but Michelle, can you give us the website address once more if people would like more information?
Sure, gusustainable.org.
All right, well, thank you both. We look forward
Okay,
to
thank you.
hearing more from you.
Right, thanks.
All right, please stay tuned. We're back after this.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Más.